Guardians, this is a moment you've been waiting for.
It's the moment I've been waiting for.
Oh, come on, Luke. How are we doing, Mark? Good to see you. How's everything? Jeff, nice to meet you.
Hi,
How's
really
everything?
nice to meet you.
Good to see you guys. All right, so Bungie's here, guys. Right off the live stream.
Yeah.
That was big. I saw you and Mark. You guys were taking my job almost. You're doing a little hosting there.
Just, we can't do it as good.
Oh, stop.
We don't have that. We don't have that yet.
You guys. So first of all, congratulations on what's been a big week for Destiny. I know for Bungie as a studio, and we're gonna have a panel. I know on Tuesday here at E3 talking about the future of Bungie and Destiny 2.
Yep.
So we can't spoil it all, but here we are.
Just get a little aperitif here.
Yes. Okay. Well, so first of all, let's talk about sort of how things are shifting for Destiny, because Thursday was a big day for news, with obviously the announcement of partnering with Google, but then also to me the larger story is that free-to-play Destiny, right?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. The way we try to frame like New Light, which Raelian's working on, is in the lens of the greater vision for what we're trying to do with Destiny, which is build that awesome action MMO in a single evolving world that you can play anywhere.
Okay.
And so New Light is one of the steps that we're taking to get there.
It's about breaking down barriers between people and their friends, right? We want people they'll say, hey, it's time to play Destiny to a buddy, and within 15 minutes, join in on the action, create a new character, and be right there with someone who's maybe been playing for years.
Yeah. Well, you said what I love is that it's connecting everything together, right? And that's part of the thing is like more ways for more people to play it. So, obviously you guys announced new content coming, but obviously, and moving to Steam. I mean, there's a lot of things that are all sort of tied to that, right?
Yeah, there's a whole big complicated thing to unravel there.
And what was your? I mean, it's a lot of messaging for the fans to understand. Now, a couple days after the fact, do you think how did you find the response from the community? Do you think everyone understands all the pieces of it?
It was the response was like overwhelming. There were people at the studio for the rest of the week saying like, we've never had a day at the company that has had that much complexity in the announcement, and our fans just loved it. They were super excited about it.
Yeah.
I think the next step for us is there's a lot of detail to unpack. Like we're getting a lot of questions around, so how am I going to end up on, like, how are you doing the transition to Steam? Like, explain that to us. How's this going to work? Explain that a la carte purchasing better, and we're gonna roll all that out as we keep.
How's cross-save gonna work?
Right.
Another big thing coming.
I know, and that was all down to the wire, and now PlayStation's in that. And it's like lots of pieces.
Yeah.
So.
PlayStation, Stadia, Xbox.
Yeah.
I think with New Light as well, with all the hopefully millions of players that will come into Destiny and building that community, I think it's really special for us.
Yeah. So how do you, from a development perspective, how do you guys break this all down? Because obviously, like, there's First Light part of it, but how does that fit into like what you're doing? Is that just that's another way into the game now, or that is, I guess, the primary way sort of into the Destiny?
Yeah,
game,
New Light's really like a new baseline. Do you want to describe how it works?
Yeah. New Light is available to all players. It's catered towards new players, but anybody can play it, right?
Yeah.
So it's free entry point, and we're not changing the game in terms of trying to make it easier or make it more. We're trying to just break down the barriers and make it accessible for new players. Right? So.
The way that I think about this, Jeff, is we've had for a long time this game where, like, if you wanted to come in December, like you and Greenberg's been playing a bunch, and you want to come in December, and you're like, oh, you're so far behind Greenberg, right? He's like, oh, I'm not going to come help you. What we did with New Light is New Light's a beginning of the game that we can keep updating. It can become a way to just bring your friends in at any point in Destiny, and that doesn't mean you're going to miss out on content. A bunch of the content will still be there. So if you come in,
so my power is just all the way put people up.
Bring you up to that season starting place, and then this plays in hand with the way we're rethinking about selling the game. So everything now, instead, like during the entirety of Destiny until now, it's like you buy one thing, then you need to buy the next thing, and buy the next thing. Compounding costs. What we want now is this a la carte model. So you can buy Shadowkeep alone this fall. It'll come with the first season of content, or you can just come in, download New Light, play for free, and if you're like, season 10 looks awesome, just come in and play season 10.
And then you will buy Shadowkeep, and that'll build off of First Light.
You don't have to buy Shadowkeep. You could just play season 10 without owning Shadowkeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Shadowkeep is if you want sort of the
full
story,
experience.
the full content, and the full experience. And you guys had a cool teaser last week, trailer, right? Looking at that. So what can we expect?
Well, that is Shadowkeep brings back one of our human NPCs, Eris Morn, who is in Destiny: The Dark Below. And do you want to cover a little Shadowkeep?
Yeah, you're gonna return to the moon, but it's changed and evolved. Evolving the world in Destiny is really important to us. The thing that we're going to be trying to do even more and more. And the place has doubled in size, right? And maybe you've played Destiny 1, maybe you haven't. There's lots of new things to discover and explore there. There are these nightmares from your past that are literally, walking, waking nightmares that you're going to have to deal with again. in new ways. And something's been unleashed, and it's up to you and your friends to stop it.
And the other thing we said about Shadowkeep is the burst of energy that happens at the end of Destiny 2 is sort of ushering in what happens next in Shadowkeep. So Shadowkeep really is the continuation, that next chapter after the events of Destiny 2's primary campaign.
So as you guys kind of shift the overall model for it, I mean, you know your fans, they have an insatiable appetite for sort of more content.
Yep.
So how are you thinking about that just in terms of engineering, like how you drop content? Obviously, you know, big expansions like a Shadowkeep, I'm sure those will still happen with some cadence, you know, whether it's yearly big updates or every 6 months or whatever, but what are you, the in-between zones, how is that going to sort of play out in terms of new content?
Well, our seasons are a big part of that. You know, we have these big drops like Shadowkeep, but we have tons of free updates to the game to just evolve it. You know, every 3 months we have new rewards for players, whether they're free or whether they're paid, events that are happening in the world, you know, moving the story forward, new activities that come and go just for a few weeks. That's really, look, we're trying to create a place that doesn't feel like a disc, doesn't feel like a game, but feels like a world. And that means things need to evolve and change over time. Seasons are a critical piece of that.
So we're building it all in the model we just busted out this year with the annual pass. Like we're going to take the annual pass and push it a step further. This is what, the 3rd year of Destiny 2 or the 6th year all up.
Well, in some ways now it's going to be an endless number of years for Destiny 2, right? Because I mean that's what you guys are sort of saying is that it's like this is, you know, this is the base.
Like our vision for the Destiny franchise is kind of like year agnostic. It's that definitive action MMO, single evolving world, played anywhere.
That's right. So it's Destiny 2, but in many ways it is Destiny now, right? Because will there ever be a Destiny 3?
I don't really know. Like right now, we're just really focusing on, we're making all these changes to Destiny 2. We're going to get a bunch of learning from it and then kind of go from there.
Because I feel like it's the world and you have this, at some point, I guess there may come a point in time where it's like there'll be something new. But you said, I think there's so much opportunity there and all that content that a lot of, you know, new players, as you said, so much great stuff that people have, you know, new people haven't played. So be able to let them re-experience that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because, you know, like players, they'll be able to play all of the old content. So they play Red War campaign, Curse of Osiris, Warmind, and
3 raids from year 1. Like, our work with Destiny 2 isn't done. You know, we feel like we still have stories to tell, things to add. We feel like as a studio, this is like a new beginning for Destiny. So we're still going places.
No, I love, you know, for you guys to be sort of fully independent now, owning your Destiny and being able to, you know, like switching, you know, from Battle.net to Steam, like that's a major shift for, you know, that player base. But it's cool that you guys are able to make those decisions and unite kind of everyone across all these platforms and then have Stadia in the mix and everything. So it's going to be an exciting fall, I think, when all this comes online.
It's a great way of saying it.
Well, I'm excited to hear more. Tuesday, we're going to see you guys on stage at Coliseum, and you'll be able to stream that panel live right here on YouTube. I think it's noon Pacific on Tuesday. Bungie will be with us, and we'll talk a lot more about all these things. But guys, I appreciate you coming by here on Sunday.